Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to Live Talks Football and welcome to another episode of Premier League predictions, the final one before the international break for 2 weeks, and then we turn on the 20th of October. Actually, sorry, the 20th, um, no, the 18th of October. So yeah, in about 2 weeks' time, there's going to be an international break. Then after that, the Premier League returns. So this is the last one in October. So there we go. Well, in this game, there's not much of a huge game, but there's one particular year where this might be the final chance of a manager, and I'm talking about Erik Ten Hag. The big game for me is Aston Villa versus Man United. Unai Emery versus Ten Hag. Will Ten Hag get a win? Will they bounce back? Or will this be his final game? Because after that 3-0 loss against Tottenham last weekend, the owners have said they're going to give him 2 games here to get himself a win. Yesterday, during my live watch along, they drew 3-3, So now, will Ten Hag promise Ineos that he will stay, or will they make the right decision and sack Ten Hag? Which, by the way, I don't want that to happen because I want Ten Hag to stay. So that's why I want Man United to go away to Villa and win. But I don't see that happening. So it looks like Ten Hag might be going, during the international break. But we'll wait to see what happens. But yeah, looking forward to that game. Obviously, that game is the same game as Chelsea. So I'm going to be doing both watch-alongs, the Chelsea one and the Manchester United one. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those games. So there we go. As usual, Chelsea keep on winning. Man United keep on being the mud. I love it. So yeah, hold that, Man United. Thank you so much for letting us have Jadon Sancho. You have Mason Mount. You cannot keep get himself fit. Injuries after injuries, a head injury. Yeah, man, you can have Mason Mount. We got Jadon Sancho. There we go. So thank you, Manchester United. But yeah, listen, man, that's the big game. Of course, there's also some great games, but the one on Sunday is Villa versus Manchester United. So listen, I hope Man United win, but I got this feeling that they won't. And I'm going to get into that prediction in just a moment. But guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit the share button as well. And don't forget to hit the bell notification as well so that you never ever miss any one of my videos or live streams or any breaking news or something like that. So make sure you guys do that. Alright guys, so without wasting any more time, let's go. So the first game is a lunchtime kickoff, and it's Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. Now, in this predictions, I'm gonna give you guys for the very first time. I'm gonna read out some stats, and I'm gonna be telling you guys how this game went. So there we go. So here we go. This is the stats for this game. Crystal Palace have lost 11 of their last 40 Premier League teams, with Liverpool winning 1 and drawing 2. And that win was last season at Anfield when they beat them 1-0. And that's when Liverpool really lost their title. So there we go. So yeah, but Palace have only lost 11 out of 14. So yeah. So let's see if they can remain unbeaten against Liverpool. Each of Liverpool's last 4 Premier League defeats against Crystal Palace have come from Anfield. They're unbeaten in their last night at Selhurst Park, winning 8 and drawing 1 since that 3-1 loss in November 2014. Crystal Palace have conceded more Premier League goals against Liverpool than they have against any other opponent, both overall, which is 69 and at home 38. Indeed, the West have responsible for the Eagles' 2 biggest home defeats in competition's history: 6-1 in August 1994 and 7-0. I definitely watched that game, kind of remembered that, about 4 years ago, December 2020 during Christmas. In 30 Premier League meetings between Crystal Palace and Liverpool, 14 have been won by the away side, 47%. This is the highest away win ratio out of 109 fixtures to be played, more than 30 times in the competition's history. This is the 5th time in the Premier League that Crystal Palace are facing Liverpool with the Reds top of the table. The Eagles have lost each of the previous 4 by aggregate score of 17-4, including that 7-0 defeat, of course, December 2020, home loss in which is such encounter. So that's Crystal Palace's heaviest defeat at home, and that came against Liverpool in December 2020. So listen, Liverpool are top of the table. They've only lost one game. The game against Bologna, they've won 2-0, kept another clean sheet. Like, listen, Andre Slot is doing some big things, big stuff. So I expected Liverpool to be in the title race, and I didn't expect it to be on the underslot, but I just knew Liverpool would still be fighting out for the title. So fair play to Slot, man. But for Crystal Palace, still no wins at all. Still no wins. They're looking for a win, and they still cannot manage to do that. So listen, for this game tomorrow, I'm going to predict I'm going to predict a 3-1 Liverpool win, because I think going to Selhurst Park ain't going to be that easy. I believe Crystal Palace will score, but I think Liverpool will get the job done, And because listen, Liverpool certainly want revenge after what happened at Anfield in April, about 4 months ago. So they're definitely looking for revenge. So let's see if they're going to, 5 months ago. So about 5 months ago, Liverpool are certainly looking for revenge. So let's see if they can do that. Let's just see. But I think Liverpool are going to win 3-1. The goals go for Palace. I'm going to go for Eze. For Liverpool, I'm going to go for Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, and McAllister to score. So those are going to be the goal scorers for that game tomorrow. So yes, 3-1 to Liverpool is going to be my prediction that game tomorrow. Right, the next one is Arsenal versus Southampton at the Emirates Stadium. And of course, 2 seasons ago, that ended in a dramatic 3-3 draw. Like Southampton were 2-0 up, then Arsenal scored, then Southampton scored another goal, then I forgot who scored the late winner. It might be, was it Eddie Nketiah? I've forgotten, but that game ended in a 3-3 draw. So yeah, another stat for you. Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 28 home league games against Southampton, winning 19 and drawing 9 since that 1-0 loss in November 1987. Boy, that was a long time ago. Only against Fulham, a come 1-31, have they had a long unbeaten home one in their Premier League history. Southampton's 24 away games against Arsenal is the most sides has ever visited another without ever winning in the competition's history, drawing 8 and losing 16. Arsenal are winners in the last Premier League meetings with Southampton, drawing twice and losing 1. So obviously, I think Arsenal have lost 1-0 at St. Mary's, and then 2 seasons ago, it was 1-1 at St. Mary's, and then it was 3-3 draw, like I said, at the Emirates Stadium. Yeah, in 2020, 2 seasons ago. Southampton have lost 82 of their 139 Premier League away games against London sides, which is close to 60%. The high loss rate out of any 12 sides to play in more than 100 away games in the capital, London of course. Indeed, only Everton and Newcastle have lost more overall than Saints. Arsenal are unbeaten in the last 40 Premier League home games against promoted sides, winning 35 and drawing 5 since that 1-0 loss to Newcastle in November 2010, which was about 14 years ago. Only Chelsea and Manchester City had longer such ones in competition's history. So, as you can see, there's some stats that worked in Arsenal's favour, but there's a few that worked in Southampton's favour. So yeah, but listen, in the last 3 games, Southampton remain unbeaten. So listen, I think Arsenal are going to win this game. Because Southampton had a tough start. They're still looking for a win, and they've lost 5 games, only drawn once, and that was against Ipswich Town. So Listen, Southampton are in a much difficult position, but for Arsenal, they were really impressive here against PSG. 2-0 to them, set pieces, Kai Havertz scoring a header, kept another clean sheet. So listen, Arsenal are really going for the title, and they have to win it. Because if they don't win a trophy this season, then maybe there's some question has to be for Mikel Arteta. But listen, I think Arsenal do well this season, but we're gonna have to wait and see. In terms of this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a 3-0 Arsenal win on that one. So yeah, 3-0 Arsenal win. The goal scorers, unfortunately, I have to say, Kai Havertz will score, Saka will score, and maybe Declan Rice will score for Arsenal. So yeah, they're gonna keep another clean sheet, another win, and yeah, it's as simple as that. But yeah, Arsenal 3-0 win against Southampton is going to be my prediction. Right, the next one, we go to West London. And it's Brentford versus Wolves. So Brentford won 2-0 at Wolves in February, with the Bees' last win in consecutive games against them in the 2016 Championship campaign, which is now 10 seasons ago, sorry. Wolves unbeaten the last 5 away league games against Brentford, winning 3 and drawing 2, winning 2 of the last 3 visits in the Premier League. Wolves have won 3 of the last 4 Premier League away games against London sides, as they had in their previous 21, such as visits, drawing 4 and losing 14. However, they did lose their only defeat to the Capitals so far this season, which was 2-0 against Arsenal. Brentford have opened the scoring in the first minute of each of the last 3 Premier League games, but have failed to go on it to win any of them. Of course, the first time they scored early was against Man City, but they've lost 2-1. They did that against Tottenham, but they've lost 3-1. And also, they did this against West Ham, but they've drawn 1-1. So imagine that you scored early 3 times in a row, but you don't end up winning. Like, they created a Premier League record, but in terms of winning those early, after scoring early, not been that great. But yeah, they are drawing 1 and losing 2. The Bees are the first side to ever do this in 3 straight games. Of course, they, like I said last week, indeed, no team in Premier League history have ever scored 4 first-minute goals in a single campaign. Well, can they break another Premier League record, Brentford? And can they win this time? We're going to have to wait and see. Wolves remain winless in the Premier League so far, drawing 1 and losing 5. And that draw was against Nottingham Forest in the Midlands derby. Last failing to win of their last 7 games in a single top 5 campaign back in 2003-4, which was about 20 years ago, and that was the season when Arsenal became invincible. So as you can see, there have been some games, there's been a lot of games that work in Brentford's favour, but a few for Wolves. So there we go. Listen, Wolves this season haven't been that great. When I look at the table here, they are in bottom of the league because Southampton have a better goal difference than Wolves, just about. But Wolves sit bottom of the league. They're still looking for a win, and they still can't manage to get it. So for Brentford, though, the question is, if they score early, like maybe that could happen, can they manage to win this time? Can they do it? We'll have to wait and see. But listen, it's going to be a tough game for Wolves and for Brentford. But listen, I see Brentford scoring another early goal, and I see them, winning this game, because Wolves, the game against Liverpool, they had chances, but listen, I'm going to go for 2-1 Brentford win, because it's not going to be easy for Brentford, but I feel like going to Community Stadium ain't going to be that easy, and they do play a low block, which I don't think Wolves can manage to do that. So, I'm going to go for 2-1 Brentford win. The goal scorers, I'm going to go for Wissa and Ubremu. For Wolves, I'm going to go for Cunha to score. So, I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford. I don't see another game where Wolves are going to get that win unless they continue to remain unbeaten, against Brentford at the GT Community Stadium. So, there we go. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But 2-1 to Wolves is going to be my prediction. All right, the next one is Leicester City versus Bournemouth. So, Leicester City have won just 2 of their 12 Premier League games against Bournemouth, drawing 5 and losing 5. With both of these victories coming at the King Power Stadium in 2019, 2-0 in March and 3-1 in August. Bournemouth have won each of the last 3 Premier League games against Leicester, their joint longest winning one against the Foxes in the league history, also 3 between 1987 and 1989. Leicester this season are winless in the last 6 Premier League games, drawing 3 and losing 3, only having a longer winless one from the start of the campaign in competition's history in 2 seasons ago, which, by the way, they got Leicester were relegated that time. Leicester have both scored and conceded in each of their last 6 Premier League games so far this season. Well, there you go. The only teams to have a longer one of both scoring and conceding but made winless from the start of the Premier League season was Derby County in 2001, and that's the time where Derby County became the worst Premier League team in Premier League history. You know, the first 8, 2000 and 2001. Yeah, a season when I was born. You know what I mean? And finally, since winning 4 consecutive away league games in November or December last season, Bournemouth have just won 3 of their last 13 on the road, drawing 3 and losing 7, with 2 of those wins coming against sides in the relegation zone. So, as you can see, these stats are working in Bournemouth's favour, but not so much for Leicester City. So, listen, Leicester, I can see another game where Leicester score, but they don't win, because Maresca was sacked. He came into Chelsea, Steve Cooper, I thought he would do good for Leicester, but unfortunately he isn't. But listen, looking at these stats, since it's working in Bournemouth's favour, and since they did one against Southampton, I think both are going to win this game. So I'm going to go for, in fact, Leicester City did manage to pull up a fight at the Emirates, but that late goal, it just didn't work for them. So for this game, I'm going to go for a Bournemouth win of 2-1, because the King Power Stadium wants their team to get a win, but the way I see it right now, Steve Cooper ain't doing it. He really ain't doing it. So yeah, I'm going to go for Bournemouth 2-1 win. For Leicester City goal scorer, I'm going to go for Jamie Vardy. For Bournemouth, I don't know who's going to score, but all I know is they're going to win. So yeah, I'm going to go for a Bournemouth win of 2-1. I see another game where Leicester City don't get another win and they just keep on going further down the table. So there we go. But listen, 2-1 Bournemouth, they're going to get another win. It's as simple as that. Right, we move on into defending champions facing a West London club, Fulham Football Club. And this game is at the Etihad Stadium. So, another stat for you guys. Man City have won each of the last 16 meetings with Fulham in all competitions. The longest winning one English side has had against another in Premier League history. 3 of Fulham's 4 Premier League wins against Man City have come at the Etihad: 2006, 2008, and 2009. However, they are winless in the last 18 against them in the league, drawing 3 and losing 15, losing each of the last 13 in a row. If you're a Fulham fan, that must be terrible for you. Man City have won a penalty in each of the last 6 Premier League matches with Fulham, the longest one side had against another in competition's history. City have scored 6 of their 3 spot kicks in this one. Man City are unbeaten in their last 49 home games in all competitions, winning 40 and drawing 9 since that 2-1 to Brentford in November 2022. Like I keep on mentioning, that was before the World Cup began. They will be the 4th different English top 5 team to go more than 15 without defeat at home, after Liverpool did 85 times between 1978 to 1981. Chelsea 74, 2006 to 2008, and 58 between 2004 to 2006. And also Sunderland did it in 1819 to 1893. Boy, Sunderland just did it, But listen, But listen, there will be a time, yeah, where Man City will lose at the head-to-head because no team, yeah, will ever do what Chelsea did, yeah, and by that go 86 games unbeaten in a Premier League. No team will ever do that. So there we go. And then last and not least, Man City unbeaten their last 29 Premier League games, winning 23 and drawing 6. And if they avoid this defeat in match, it will equal their longest one without defeat in the Premier League history. 30 games between April 2017 and January 2018. Well, listen, they will do it. They will do it because it's at the Etihad Stadium. But listen, I think Fulham have been a right decision because looking at the table, yeah, they are in sixth place. So they have drawn 3 times. They've won 3 times, drawing twice and losing one. And their only defeat, I forgot to do they. What? I forgot their defeat. Let me just have a look. Who did full? Oh yeah, and their only defeat here was against Manchester United on the opening day. Ever since then, Fulham remain unbeaten. So listen, maybe this could be a good thing for Fulham, but since this game is at the Etihad, it's going to be a difficult one. Now, do I think Man City are going to destroy Fulham? Absolutely not. But I think they're going to get this win because ever since Rodri left, Man City have drawn twice. 2-2 against Arsenal and 1-1 against Newcastle at St. James Park. So listen, and by the way, Man City need to win because they keep dropping points here. Because listen, if Man City drop points against Fulham, and if Arsenal, Chelsea, and Villa win their games, they go above them, and Man City could be in 5th place during the international break, and that's no good thing. So Man City really do need to bounce back, and I think they will do. So it's not going to be an easy game for Man City, but I'm just going to go for 2-1 because I think Fulham will do something in this game to cause City some problems. But listen, they still got Haaland, they still got Foden, they still got Savio, they still got quality players. And that's why I think for me, they're going to win this game. It's not going to be easy for them, but I'm just going to go for 2-1. The Fulham goal scorer, I'm going to go for Emil Smith-Rowe. For Man City, I'm going to go for Erling Haaland to score twice. He may not score against Newcastle, but I believe he will score against Fulham tomorrow. So there we go. But yeah, 2-1 to Man City is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. Right, we move on into East London, where West Ham face newly promoted Ipswich Town. So, listen, when I see these stats for West Ham, it's not looking good. West Ham have just lost one of their 8 Premier League meetings with Ipswich, winning 3 and drawing 4. Their 1-0 loss, home loss in March 2001. Their last such meeting was a 3-1 victory for the Hammers in March 2002. So as you can see, this would be the first time teams Ipswich and West Ham will be faced each other since more than a decade ago. Ipswich have won their last 2 meetings with West Ham, beating them 1-0 away and 5-1 at home in the 2012 Championship campaign. West Ham have won just 5 points in their opening 6 Premier League matches this season, winning 1, which was against Palace, drawing twice, which was Brentford, and I believe they have drawn to... I forgot who they were drawn to, but losing 3. The 5th time in their last 9 seasons, they had 5 or fewer points at this stage of the campaign. So Lopetegui is having a bad start as a manager. Ipswich Town have drawn each of their last Premier League matches. Their last team to draw 5 games in a row were Fulham in January 2021, of course during COVID. And finally, West Ham have lost their last 3 Premier League home games this season. The first time they started the season with 3 home defeats. The Hammers have suffered 4 defeats in a row in the top flight at the London Stadium since the last final 4 matches of Manuel Pellegrini's resign in November/December 2019, and that was before COVID. So there we go. So as you can see, there's some stats that is working West Ham's favor, but there's a lot that hasn't. So listen, I don't want to say about this, but The fact that West Ham have signed some really good players, but Lopetegui is making West Ham having a bad start. Like, I'm just very surprised, very surprised, And looking at the table, yeah, West Ham right now are in 14th. So listen, they need to win this game because if Crystal Palace, Leicester City, Everton, and Ipswich Town, yeah, win their games, West Ham could be in the bottom in the relegation battle, and you definitely don't want to see that, yeah, during the international break. So listen, West Ham need to win this game, But for Ipswich Town, they've drawn 4 games and now they're out of the relegation zone. If they get their win, that'll be huge for them because if they win and if West Ham, Brentford, and Manchester United drop points, they will be in either 12th or 13th place. Can you imagine Ipswich Town above Manchester United? That will be crazy, a newly promoted team. But listen, in terms of this game, I think it's going to be a draw because Ipswich Town have been drawing so many games this season, and I think they're going to get another one because West Ham haven't had a great start. They've only had 1 win in 5, and that was against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. Like, it's unbelievable, man. So, West Ham fans, you guys should win, but I see this being a draw. So, I'm just going to go for a 1-1 draw between West Ham and Ipswich Town. West Ham goal scorer, maybe Mohamed Kunduz. Ipswich Town goal scorer, Maui Hutchinson to score, or that goal scorer, I think it was Lopez or something like that. Yeah, Lopez. So, boy, if West Ham don't win this game, I think it's early, but sacking, David Moyes and bringing in a manager that cannot get the best out of these players, it's just not good enough, man. It really isn't good enough. But yeah, I'm just going to go for 1-1 draw. But if West Ham do win, then fair enough. But I don't see a time yet where West Ham are going to get this win. So yeah, I'm just going to go for 1-1 draw in that one. So, sorry West Ham fans, but I have to be honest. I really do have to be honest on that one. So, we'll see what happens. Right. Everton versus Newcastle. So, obviously, Newcastle have drawn, but Everton finally got their first win of the season by beating Crystal Palace 2-1. So, there we go. But look at this, guys. Like, this is unbelievable. Everton have lost just 3 of their last 20 Premier League home games against Newcastle, winning 12 of them and drawing 5. Though 2 of these defeats have come across their last 4 meetings, which is winning twice. 1 minute. Okay. Newcastle have won 5 of their last 8 Premier League meetings with Everton, drawing once and losing twice. As many of their previous 24 against them, which is drawing 6 and losing 13. However, they failed to win either meeting with the Toffees last term, which is drawing 1 and losing 1. After losing their 4th Premier League matches this season, Everton have picked up 4 points in their last 2 games, and that was a draw. I forgot who it was. I know they've won against Palace, but I forgot who else they draw. The Toffees are looking for consecutive wins for the first time since April this season. Let's see if they can do that. Newcastle have won 11 points in their last 6 Premier League games this season, winning 3, drawing 2, and losing 1. They're most at this stage of the top 5 season since 2001 to 12, and Eddie Howe's best start to league season since 2011 in League One with Bournemouth, 11 points. So there you go. And finally, Everton have won 6 of their last 8 Premier League matches at Goodison Park, losing 2. Since the first game in this one on April 6, the Toffees have won more points than any other Premier League side, 18. So, listen, that's not bad for Everton, That's not bad, And sometimes Newcastle's away record can be this poor as well. So listen, Everton had that massive point, a massive win against Crystal Palace. So looking at the table right now, Everton are in 16th, so they need to win this game because if they don't, they're back in the relegation zone. So listen, going into this game, yeah, I think Everton, ever since that new ownership has happened, it looks like Everton, were happy for it and they got a win. So let's see if they can build that momentum. So Goodison Park here, sometimes it's a difficult place to go to because Everton beat Liverpool last season. They even beat Chelsea. They drew to Tottenham. So it's still a difficult place to go to. So for Newcastle, let's see if they can get the win. But unfortunately, I see Everton get another win. I really do. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Everton win because the new owners has come in. It looks like the fans were happy. Let's see if they can continue to do well against Newcastle. So yeah, I think they will do. It's at Goodison Park. Let's see if the atmosphere is going to be loud and electric as always. But yeah, 2-1 Everton is going to be my prediction. The goal scorer for Newcastle, I'm going to go for Anthony Gordon. For Everton, I'm going to go for um, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and the for Everton. So yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 Everton win on that one. So there we go. Unless Newcastle can get the win, then it's back to life, back to reality for Everton. But I don't see that happening. So yeah, excuse me, 2-1 10 is going to be my prediction. Then we move on into the big one. Unai Emery versus Erik ten Hag. And like I said before, would this be his final? Would this be Ten Hag's final game as Manchester United or not? We're gonna have to wait and see. But I've got some stats for that one. So Aston Villa have won just one of the last 25 Premier League home games against Manchester United, drawing 8 and losing 16. With that victory coming in Unai Emery's first game in charge of that club in November 2022. And let's not forget, Ten Hag was the manager in his first season. So there we go. And that was a 3-1 win. Man United have won 40 Premier League games against Aston Villa. Boy, with only the Red Devils themselves beating opponents more often in the competition's history, and they did it more to Everton, which was 41 wins. Aston Villa have picked up 30 points in the opening 6 Premier League games this season, winning 4, drawing 1, Ipswich, and losing 1, which was against Arsenal at Villa Park. Their best start of the season under Martin O'Neill, 13 points, and that was in the 2008-09 season. Man United have lost 8 Premier League matches by a margin of 3 or more goals under Erik ten Hag. Since the start of the Ten Hag season, the only Premier League manager to suffer more than 3 plus goals defeats are Gary O'Neill and Sean Dyche, 9 each. So if Man United lose against Villa, Ten Hag will equal Gary O'Neill and Sean Dyche's record. Like, that is crazy. And finally, since Unai Emery's first Premier League game in charge of Aston Villa, only Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal have picked up more home points than Villa, which is 74. Among Villa managers to take charge of 5 or more home type flight matches, or the European Cup winning manager Tony Barton, 70%, have a better win percentage than Emery, which is 66%. So there we go. So listen, as you can see, these stats may be working Unai Emery's favour, but listen, Aston Villa and Unai Emery have really impressed me because, like I said yesterday, they got that big win against Bayern Munich. They beaten Manuel Neuer, Harry Kane, Thomas Müller, Serge Gnabry, who else? Eric Dyer. Big players, that does win the Champions League, and they have beaten them. Unai Emery is doing a fantastic job, in the Champions League after 41 years. Like, he's doing a fantastic job. And listen, he's only lost 1 game, this season, and that was against Arsenal. Ever since then, but there have been, so let me have a look. So let me see. So winning 4. So they've won 2 Champions Leagues. They've also won the Carabao Cup as well. So look at that. 7 wins, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. That is crazy. That is mad and insane. But for Man United, completely different. and like I said to JG, big up to JG, by the way, Man United have conceded 3 or more goals and not winning a game 24 times. No other side has ever done this in the Premier League. So listen, man, I hope that Man United do get that win, but I got this feeling that this will be Ten Hag's last game because, like I said, after the Tottenham game, the owners, Ineos, are giving him 2 chances. Yesterday against Porto and on Sunday against Villa. If we don't win that game, then looks like Ruud van Nistelrooy will become the interim, and he'll remain as the interim until they look for a new manager. Listen, as a Chelsea fan, I want him to stay, but as a neutral fan, I don't think Ten Hag is gonna be the manager during the international break. But listen, I want them to win because I want Ten Hag to be the manager for the Chelsea game. Even though we don't have a poor record, we have a better squad than them, and Maresca's starting to get the best out of Chelsea's players. So unlike Erik Ten Hag, listen, let's hope Man United could win, but unfortunately for me, Villa are gonna win this game 3-1 because, like I said, Unai Emery's doing a fantastic job. They were brilliant against Bayern Munich, but for Man United yesterday, they were lucky to get that draw because if Maguire didn't come off the bench, he would have not scored that header, and Man United would have absolutely bottled it because in 20 minutes they were 2-0 up, but then they bottled it to make it 3-2. Honestly, Man United are in the mud, and I hope this happens. Long may it continue, because last season it was Chelsea, but this season is Manchester United's turn, yeah? And if Man United keep on losing, I'm still going to cook Flex, I'm still going to cook Kaz, and I'm definitely going to cook KG like I did last night, yeah? Big up KG, man, because he was laughing at me, but this time I got the last laugh. So long may it continue. So yeah, 3-1 Villa. Man United's goal scorer, Waschus Højlund. Villa's goal scorers, I'm going to go for Ollie Watkins to score, Leon Bailey, and especially Joanne. Like I said before, I have to say fair play to Chelsea scouts because I was so angry when we was interested in Joanne, but I thought to myself, you know what? I think I have to apologize. And the same goes for Dion. He was cooking, against Man United. So listen, if Chelsea want to be back interested in Joanne and Dion, I don't mind. I really don't mind, So fair play to Chelsea scouts, man. Fair play. But yeah, 3-1 is going to be my prediction on that game tomorrow. And like I said, I'll be watching that game and also the Chelsea-Nottingham Forest game. I'll save the stats here and also watch what Chelsea doing the match preview tomorrow. So make sure you guys check that out. So I'm going to move on straight into my prediction. And I'm going to predict a Chelsea... excuse me. I'm going to predict a Chelsea 2-1 win, And I'm going to tell you guys why I'm going to predict that when I'm doing my match preview. But yeah, the goal scorers for that one, I'm going to go for Palmer. And I think Jadon Sancho is going to get another assist. And I'm going to go for Nicholas Jackson. Hopefully, Kamal Sudai doesn't score. But I just think he does. But listen, I just really hope that we get revenge. Because we've already had 1 win in 4 ever since they've been promoted. So... we need to get revenge, man. We need to. So, yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 Chelsea. That's going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. Then, we have a 4:30 p.m. kickoff, and it is Brighton versus Tottenham at the Amex Stadium. So, I'm definitely going to read you out that stat as well. So, here goes nothing. This is the last one. So, having lost consecutive Premier League home games against Tottenham without scoring in 2022 and 2023, Brighton won this exact fixture 40 last season, and I remember that one. Just one of their 40 Premier League teams between Brighton and Tottenham has finished in a 1-1 draw in April 2018, with Spurs winning 9 to Seagulls 4. So between those two clubs, only 1 draw. So there you go. Brighton have drawn their last 2 home Premier League matches, last drawing 3 in a row in November 2023. Indeed, since the start of last season, no side have drawn more home games than Brighton. They have drawn 8 of them. Tottenham have won their last 2 Premier League games, last winning 3 in a row in December last year. Spurs have netted 3 goals in a victory, 3-1 against Brentford in a London derby. And of course, last weekend with a 3-0 win at Old Trafford against Manchester United. Last win in 3 consecutive while scoring 3+ goals was in April 2022 under Antonio Conte, and that was the season when they finished in the top 4. Last and not least, Brighton have won 6 of their first 10 Premier League games in October, drawing 2 and losing 2 between 2017 and 2019, but have since won just one of their 16 October games since 2020, drawing 9 and losing 6, a 4-1 win over Chelsea in 2022. Of course, that was under Graham Potter. And yeah, I remember that game. You know, Trevor Chalobah started, and that was his first game when he started, and we've lost that game. So there we go. But listen, this might be a draw, or this might be a Tottenham win, because Tottenham did really well against Man United, and they deserve the win. And like I said to JJ as well, Dominic Solanke is starting to get on form, and the same goes for Brennan Johnson. Like, you know, but Brighton though, they've only lost against Chelsea, but that was a high line. So listen, if Brighton want to get back into winning form, they need to stop this high line. Maybe both Tottenham and Brighton could play a high line, and this might end in a draw. But I don't think Tottenham are going to play a high line because they know they're going to get exposed. But for Brighton, if they want to at least get a result in this game, they need to stop playing a high line. Because when they did that against Chelsea, they were lucky that this game could have been like 7 or 8-2 at the end, or maybe even 8-4. Because Cole Palmer, you know, like he said, could have scored 6 goals and could have had 3 assists, and Nicholas Jackson was frustrated. So if Brighton do this year, they're going to get absolutely battered by James Maddison, Dominic Solanke, you know, and Brennan Johnson. Maybe Timo Werner will not do it because assuming Son is still not here. But listen, if Brighton do play high line, then Tottenham going to win this game. But if they don't, then this might end in a draw. But listen, I don't know what to say. It's difficult for me to predict this one. But I think Tottenham are going to win this game. I think they will do. I hate to say it, but I think they will do. So, obviously, hopefully Brighton can end their losing, not 3 games without to win. But it's going to continue, man. It's going to continue. So, for this game, it's at the Amex Stadium, so it's going to be a difficult place to go to. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 Tottenham win. Just about. Because I think they will get the job done. It just all depends if Ange Postecoglou can outclass their Brighton managers. That's basically it. But yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 Tottenham. Brighton's goal scorer, Danny Welbeck. Tottenham's goal scorer, Dominic Solanke and Brennan Johnson. I think these two will score again and have a really great form, since after the international break. So there we go. But yeah, 2-1. Tottenham's going to be my prediction for that game on Sunday. Alright guys, so that is all my predictions. Let me go for them one more time. Saturday's games, lunchtime kickoff. 3-1 Liverpool win against Palace. They have gone for 3-0 Arsenal win against the Saints. They have gone for the Bees 2-0 win against Wolves. And I do think they might score it early again, but let's wait and see. They have gone for Bournemouth 2-1 win against Leicester. Man City to beat Fulham 2-1 just about. They have gone for a 1-1 draw between West Ham and Ipswich Town. They have gone for an Everton 2-1 win against Newcastle. Then Super Sunday, the big one. I've gone for Unai Emery to beat Everton Hogs, maybe final game, but hopefully it doesn't happen. 3-1 win at Villa Park. They have gone for a Chelsea 2-1 win against Forest. Then last and not least, I've gone for a Brighton 2-1 win against Tottenham at the Amex Stadium on a Super Sunday at 4:30 p.m. kickoff in the South Coast. So there we go. Alright guys, so that is all my Premier predictions for game week number 7. So let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree with any of my predictions, and what's your predictions. Let me know in the comments down below. Would you think that Man United are going to beat Villa, for example? Do you think Nottingham Forest are going to remain unbeaten at Stamford Bridge? Or do you also think there might be another thriller at the Emirates Stadium between Arsenal and Saints like it was 2 seasons ago? Do let me know in the comments down below. Get active and I'll spot them as soon as I can. But yeah, that is it all for this video. Big up your damn selves. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you're new, hit the subscribe button below. Like this video if you enjoyed this content. Hit the bell notification so that I never ever miss any of my videos or live watch alongs. And also make sure you hit the share button so that everyone can come around and watch this video and give their thoughts as well in the comments down below. So that is it, guys. So have a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys again tomorrow for the preview for Chelsea at home to Nottingham Forest. Let's hope we can get revenge after we lost to them last season. So there we go. So as always, take care, goodbye, God bless, and as always, up the Chels. Peace.